Hi, I'm Sharen Bowen, and I'm the Senior Consultant with Moving Along Your Way. And I can say that as a child I was struck by the profound and deep sadness that was not expressed in our home. Our home was filled, the kitchens were filled with tools, and we never ate in the kitchen. We always ate our food in our lap in the living room. And I was an only child. My parents would walk by each other, but they would never talk about what the sadness was. And so it seemed to me that they were filling up their hearts from the loss of their child with an abundance of trash. Well, what we did is we were helping seniors move to retirement homes and helping them downsize. And I received a phone call one day, and it was from a person who had been visiting her uncle in a retirement home. She asked me if we helped with decluttering, and I said, yes, we do. She said, well, I was wondering if you would help me. If you'll come and see me, I'll clear a space for you. And that was the day. We went, we met, and her home was filled to the ceiling. And she had cleared a space for me, and she said, will you help me? And so I said, well, I will help you, but it's so complicated that you'll need to teach me how to help you. And so I agreed only if we would have a partnership with her psychiatrist and her family physician. And we began, and we've been working together for 3 years. Well, it seems to me that when I talk with other folks who are experiencing the struggles with Disposophobia, which is a fear of letting go of things, there's a huge and great sadness about it. I remember in my own life, our house was filled with sadness, but it was unspoken sadness, and we never really knew where it came, and we never really knew how to deal with it. And so to me, there seems to be that common element of sadness around the unusual amounts of possessions. Well, I think people have problems throwing things away because they're afraid. They're afraid of letting go, because when you have so many things, there is a comfort. And part of the fear is one doesn't want to know why you're keeping them. You don't want to find out because it's far too painful emotionally. So there's relief in accumulating things, and there's anxiety in letting things go, and the anxiety is very uncomfortable. I know that the air quality when I walk into their home is compromised because my chest starts closing up and I have trouble breathing. And I can see rotting food around. They may not have a fridge that's working, but they have eggs on the counter and they're eating breakfast from that every day. I think when the fire department goes in, they look for things like weight. And that means the weight of the unusual amounts of possessions that are found in the apartment or the home. Because if it's weight up to the ceilings, then the chances of the structures collapsing are great. If the hoarded possessions are books or papers, well then what we're talking about is if there's a fire, then we know that paper and books become much heavier, and that puts the firemen at risk. We also don't know about what's underneath the books and papers, and we know that if there's hazardous waste, then the fire is just explosive. So one of the things that we do most of all is listen. And because we all come from a mental health background, we have extensive experience in working with people with severe and persistent mental illness, we understand that this is an emotional journey. It's not just about getting rid of stuff. So we listen, and we listen, and we listen, and we do less talking. The most important thing is we ask the question, does this stay or does this go? Because nothing leaves a person's home unless they give us permission. And if it goes, or if it stays, then each piece of possession or belonging has a story, and often there's lots of sadness and crying. And so we sit and we wait and we walk beside the person, helping them to get to the point where they're feeling confident about letting go. Well, the first place to call would be public health at the City of Ottawa. That's very important because they need to know how many people are struggling with this lifestyle in our community. They will come out and they will meet with people at their homes, and they will give them more information and link them to other services in the community.